Hey, hi all, very good morning. I'm Sujan and I have been working as a senior systems executive in Cognizant Technology Solutions. So, like, whenever we get multiple messages in LinkedIn saying, how was your experience? What's the project allocation? So, there have been a list of numerous of questions. So, I have decided to answer a few of them so that this will be helpful for the people who are joining Cognizant in future or people who are already working in Cognizant and they have multiple doubts regarding their projects and location, joining locations and salary pay slip. So, here I have a list of around some 10 to 15 questions. So I'll be addressing each one of them in detail so that everyone will have a clear idea about how things are pretty much good in Cognizant, what's the pros and what's the cons of working in Cognizant particularly. Okay, the first question which I've got is describe your 1 year experience in Cognizant. So at first I completed my BE in information science in August 2020. So as the lockdown was going on, we didn't get our joining date for the couple of months. So my joining date was around December 19th, 2020. So now it's almost Jan somewhere in the Jan third week of 2022. So it's been around 1.5 months, I mean 1 year and 1.1 years almost working in Cognizant. So in this entire year, things were pretty much good. There were good times as well, and there were certain hard times in the project as well. So considering all the factors, yeah, the journey was pretty much good. To be more precise, the training days were pretty much more. It's just like as everyone says, the training days in Cognizant, like the initial 3 months, like where you are in training, whether you are being trained in different technologies. So those days will be your honeymoon period, as like everyone says this. That's a honeymoon period. So once after completion of your training, once you get onboarded into a particular project which you are allocated, so things will be a bit difficult, but overall it can develop. I'll not be just like these projects, but things will be different from project to project. As this is an IT industry, there will be certain pros and cons. There will be people who will be working with that will have different mindsets as well. Okay, so the next question is, what's the difference between, okay, when it comes to entry level jobs in Cognizant, like there are three types of jobs to be more precise. Like one is PAT, and one is ET, and another one is PT. Like to elaborate all these things, PAT is nothing but programmer analyst training, and ET is nothing but engineer training, and the other role PT is nothing but programmer training. Well, the difference between these three things are not that much, but the salary package, at the very first question arises a salary thing. The salary for both PAT as well as engineer trainees are same. So PAT and ET are the almost like whenever you check in the Cognizant portal, you will realize that these are the equivalent jobs because they are both equivalent jobs. But when it comes to the programmer training role, the salary is a bit different, though and you can consider it as a bit of a lower level job when compared to PAT and ET. And the salary is a bit around like somewhere around 2.5 lakhs per annum for your ETs. But for PATs and ETs, with programmer analyst trainees and ETs, the job role is around, the package is around somewhere around 4 lakhs at the initial 1 year. So that's my point. And the approximate CTC when I joined Cognizant. So for whichever role you join, just like as I said, the programmer analyst training or engineer training, the package will be same. It's 4 lakh fixed CTC. Inclusion of with your 1 year bonus and your health insurance, everything will be included in that. Even if you're a PAT or even if you're an engineer trainee, the salary will be same. But the monthly salary will be varying a little bit for when it comes to the PAT and engineer trainee. Whereas the engineer trainee will be getting around 25,699 rupees as his salary and plus 1,800 internet extra as well. But whereas for PATs, the basic salary, I mean, the overall salary will be around 26,200, the 600 rupees more than the engineer trainees. And along with the 26,600, you can add 1,800 as your internet reimbursement bill. So basically for PATs, it will be almost around 28,000. And let me be more precise, this internet bill will be only awarded only once you are into the project. At your initial days of training, you will not be given any internet allowances. We won't be given, probably if you want to have any such an internet arrangements for you, they will provide a dongle, Geo dongle or Airtel data card for you. But my suggestion is not to take it, as you won't get the internet reimbursement once you're into the project if you have a data card. Okay. The fourth question is, the location mentioned on onboarding pass is final for an employee. No. For most of the people ask this question. because my the onboarding location is Bangalore or Chennai or somewhere, Tamil Nadu, Trichy, somewhere it is. But will my project location will be the same? No, it's a big no, because that's your onboarding location. Once you're onboarded, your training will go on for 3 months. After that, depending on the availability of the projects in different locations, you will be allocated. So this project allocation will be complete, but you will be given a choice to apply the location preferences of your own. But ultimately, it all depends on the business needs. Like wherever the business is, you have to mount. So the joining onboarding location and the project location won't be the same. So that's clear, I guess. And the next question is on what technologies were you trained in your academy days at Cognizant? Okay. When it comes to my case, I was completely trained in Java. I was the engineer trainee, and so I was completely trained in Java. Like usually, most of the times, what happens is if you're a PAT or an ET, like if you're a PAT, you'll be trained in different technologies, just like Java, .NET, somewhere anywhere related to Python or anything, somewhere like that. But when it comes to engineer trainee, because engineer trainees are specifically hired for support roles, so like they may be trained on depending upon the specific roles. But sometimes there are moments there were certain engineer trainees who were put into services job because they were really given a soft skills training. Because the people who were joined before me, they received a soft skill training and they were put into service desk. But I was pretty much lucky enough that I got into a technical project. I got a Java training for almost around somewhere around 3 months. There were code challenges as well. Like we used to have a weekly assessments, like code challenge 1, code challenge 2, so that, and also they will be given a certain homework or assignments, what you call, which you need to update it in the, which you need to submit it in the Cognizant Learn portal. If you're not going to complete your assignments on time, like you won't be getting the assessment, code challenges after a week progression. So, like your trainer, there will be a master trainer who will be training on you, and there will be a coach as well. So, all these people will be behind you asking you to complete those. So, it's better suggestible to complete the training as well. But the training modules will be varying because the major call to be more to generalize these things, either Java or data structures or Python or .NET. So you will be trained in multiple things, and after that you'll be held with an assessment as well. Where you need to get around 70%. Like you'll be given only 2 attempts. Let me be more clear. No matter whatever your technology you're being trained in, ultimately the exam will be for around 3 to 4 hours. Like there, you'll be given 2 chances, and both the exams you will have 70% cutoff. If you're not going to get 70% cutoff, you'll be removed out of the organization because it's suggestible to complete your training and assessments in the first attempt itself. If you're not going to complete your first training attempt in the first time, because even I did clear it the first time, I had to take a second attempt due to some technical issues in the system as well. So like after I didn't complete my assessment in the first attempt, like my trainer and my coach came to me and like they made me to sign an informal letter where it was clearly mentioned that I will be fired out of the organization if I'm not going to clear the assessment in the second attempt. So it's completely recommendable no matter whatever context you have in Cognizant, whatever it is, but you will have to clear the assessments within 2 attempts. Okay. So what is the next question is that the bench period in Cognizant. Okay. So the bench period in Cognizant is around 45 days. So once you have completed your training, like for 3 months of training, then after that, upon completion of your assessments or trainings, like you will have a time of around 45 days. In that time of around 45 days, you will get calls from around 2 to 3 projects in general. Like you will have options to select within these projects. So it's not that like you have to accept the first project itself, you have to accept the second project. It's nothing like that. Even if you are going to reject your projects at the first call, you will get other calls as well. So, like within the term of the period of 45 days, you need to select a project. And even if you're working in a particular project and you're being released, within the next 45 days, you will have to select a particular project. And if you're not selecting the project within the 45 days, obviously it will lead to your termination. And this is the questions like but the bench period in most of the companies are same as well. So it's recommendable to suggest take the projects within this period of time, and you will be given salary when you are in bench. And it doesn't mean that like I'm in bench and will I be paid or not. It's not like that. You will be paid. You'll be paid your complete salary, but you will need to select the project within 45 days. So the next question is when will I receive e-letters on successful completion of probation? Okay, so this probation period goes on for 1 year from your date of joining to the day to the 1 year completion, and Your probation includes like for your promotion as well as the packaging. Upon completion of your 1 year probation, the package will be revised from 4 lakh to around 4.5 lakhs, which includes your bonus as well and also the medical insurance. And to complete your 1 year probation, along with your like what matters is that there will be a 50% weightage given for your performance in the project, and also the 50% weightage will be given for the generation cognizant role development plan courses, which is called as Gen Z RDP courses. So like these RDP courses, you need to complete it within the 11 months of your joining. Basically, if I had joined Cognizant in December, so I had to complete all my learnings of in within around somewhere around within October end. Basically, before November 1st, it's recommended to complete before that time. Even if in case you are not going to complete within that deadline time, so there will be certain patterns for the organization to give you a promotion rating as well. So upon completion of your probation, like after 11 months, like you have completed, you will show your home manager that I completed my RDP courses and I've done well in my project. He'll be evaluating you, and like 50% weightage among the 50% weightage of your project duration, there will be 12 norms which he'll be deciding your performance, just like creativity, involvement in the project, and skills, new learnings. So what ultimately matters is like at least out of 5 rating, you need to get a rating of around 3 on an average of 3 for all those 12. And for the completion of Gen Z RDP courses, like even for that, like obviously almost all the managers will give you 5 out of 5 or 4 out of 5 RDP courses. So if you're going to get a 3 out of 5 in both the completion RDP courses and 3 out of 5 in your project performance, then your probation will be completed and then you'll be promoted. But if your rating goes down below to neither of one of these things, then your promotion will obviously be rejected, and then you will have a time of around some 3 months after, like you're completing 1 year in January, and like you'll have given an extra 3 months time. Within that 3 months time, you had to prove your home manager that I'm eligible, that I've done things in Cognizant. Not will do, again the organization will automatically generate a fire from your employment, because the probation period can only be maximum extended for 1 year 3 months. So it's recommendable to complete all your role development courses within the timeline. And these role development courses varies from the role, because for programmer analyst trainees, I've seen like they were assigned with certain courses of regarding JavaScripts and also React JS like that. And also there are certain courses, and the courses for ETs were same as well. But there were certain common courses between programmer analyst training and eco-engineer trainees, like the Six Sigma courses, ITIL courses, and even these courses will have certain attempts, and these are not proctored assessments, but these will also have 3 attempts to clear it. You need to clear it within the 3 attempts, or else if you fail to clear those exams with these development plans within 3 attempts, then you will have to contact your home manager. They will contact the Cognizant Academy team. At last, you will be given one last attempt to clear, like whatever the pending RDP course which you need to complete. If you fail to complete any of the RDP courses within the given attempts or within the given timeline, then obviously that will make things a bit difficult, and you'll not be given promotion, or your probation might extend as well. So that's the point. But for programmer trainees, there is no such RDP courses. But only for engineer trainees and the programmer analyst trainees, you will be given this RDP courses as a subject of performance evaluation. So the next question, okay, and yeah, the approach CTC. So once you upon the completion of your probation, the programmer analyst trainees will be promoted as programmer analysts, and their package will be revised to 4,50,000, and the salary will, including the internet reimbursement of 1,800, you will be getting somewhere around 33,000. And for the engineer trainees, upon completion of your 1 year, you will be given designation of senior systems executive. Your salary will be same, like this. It's also the 4,50,000, and like your in-hand salary per month will be somewhere around 32,300 rupees, including the internet. And